All right. We are here with, I believe, session 6 of Light Force Curse of Strahd. Would anyone like to kind of recap just a little bit of what happened last time while I start this music up?
What
No.
did happen?
Let me take you to a
we
different map so you can kind of remember a little bit better.
I remember that we fought a couple, what were they, Onkegs?
Yeah, here, let me bring you to this one then.
That's right. We're traveling with the two people we helped out.
Yeah. This lady whose name I don't remember.
Irina.
I think that Irina, that was it. I think we were just traveling with Irina. Her
That
brother stayed behind.
is correct. The brother was fucked, and so he's not coming along.
Oh damn. The brother got dicked.
That's right.
Brother got dicked down and could not leave. Legs not walking. So we were on our way to. Where are we going? Valaki?
I believe so. The grand city of Valaki, as it appears to be the safest place
Yeah.
to be.
For Irina, right? That was it. And on our way there, we stopped by some tree where she had stuff. And then we walked across the bridge that had the onkegs on it, and now we're here at the Vishtani camp, and we started doing some shopping, and we came to see. Oh, I actually took this person's name down. 1 sec. Never mind, I deleted that part. No, wait, no. We came to see Madam Eva because she spoke to us in our dreams saying, "You guys are fucked. Come see me to learn how fucked you are." So then we came here and, in true D&D fashion, said, "Why figure out what's going on with our prophetic dreams when we could get gear first?" So we got gear, and then we went to go talk to Madam Eva, and she told us, she gave us a general reading, as well as 2 personal readings, and she said that basically the camp was going to get attacked right after because there were people who would get real upset if they knew what she was telling us, which is interesting considering the fact that she gave us some like really cryptic and vague bullshit that doesn't immediately help. But we just finished up our personal readings at the end of the last session.
Yes.
I believe our general reading had 1, 2, 3, 4. It had 5 cards to it, which were, I think, from first to last of the reveals. It was the Swashbuckler, where she said, "Look to a place where sickness and madness are bred, where children once cried, the treasure lies still." Next up was the Conjurer, where she said, "I see a dead village, drowned by a river, ruled by one who has brought great evil into the world." Then the Mercenary, "The treasure lies in a dragon's house, in hands once clean and now corrupted." Then the Horseman, a woman of death named A.
Yep.
"Will forsake her dark lord to serve your cause. Beware, she has a rotten soul." And last was the Dark Lord. "Your enemy lurks in the depths of darkness. in the one place to which he must always return.
All right. Yes.
And
Yes.
I also took down the general readings that the personal readings that we got as well. With mine being there is a quote-unquote guild of which a member is harboring a quote-unquote beast. My choices regarding that member and the beast will affect the guild as a whole. And Keith's was few people in Barovia can live for a long time. Keith must find one of the few who can for unknown reasons.
All right. Let's see, a few things to add up. So I was able to determine that I can reveal a name, and it is Arrigal. Arrigal.
Is that the woman
that's
of death?
yes. That's correct.
Okay.
And as a reminder, the swashbuckler, the conjurer, and the mercenary, they refer to respectively. The first card was, this card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancients will help you better understand your enemy. So, when you find the place where sickness and madness are bred, the children lying still where children once cried should be able to provide you with the knowledge you need. The conjurer refers to a card telling of a powerful force for good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope. So once you find the dead village drowned by a river, you should be able to find this particular treasure, the holy symbol of great hope. And last but not least, the mercenary refers to being a card of power and strength, a weapon of vengeance. And this particular weapon lies in a dragon's house in hands once clean and now corrupted. And as a fun fact, it's good that you drew the Dark Lord card 5th and not 4th, because the Horseman, of course, refers to that woman of death. This card sheds light on one who will help you greatly in the battle against darkness. But then, if you happened to pull the Dark Lord for that card, you would have no person to help you greatly in the battle against darkness. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me go ahead and put these away. And let me swap out the music. And let me take you, let's see. Yeah, so with your readings now complete, the general one and the personal one, Madam Eva thanks you for being patient with her and for giving her some of your precious, precious time. As time is of the essence now that you find yourselves here stranded in Barovia. She doesn't have anything else to add at the moment. As you can see, like the little text bubble above her is now a simple white instead of like a green or red or a yellow to indicate that she has additional things to say. If you have any further questions for her, you can feel free to ask them before you all step out and I take you back to the other map.
I think I'm good.
Do you have any idea where we could find literally any of these things?
I guess that is a good question to ask.
The fact that I was able to determine these specific lines themselves is quite good, I would say.
That's a no, then.
Perhaps if you find another seer down the line, perhaps they can give you a reading more to your satisfaction. There aren't very many of us who can divine such as this, but rest assured I am not the only one in the valley who can.
Alright then. Very well.
Well, thanks for that. That's a lot of advice to keep in mind.
Yes, as a reminder, each game of Curse of Strahd is different, as each reading is different. Think of it like a randomizer.
I refuse.
All right, I'll take you all back to this map. Let me resume a particular song and we'll get going. Alright, you find yourselves back outside among the hustle and bustle of the Vishtani camp where people are drinking, rejoicing, making merry, eating, dancing, selling magic items up to the uncommon variety as listed from like there's like a whole lot. Like someone you can see actually has like some like the player's handbook and the dungeon master's guide, and they're like leafing through to see what's in their inventory.
Oh my god, they have everything. This is ridiculous. And Keith turns to Julius and says, I've been informed that I apparently have a treasure trove's worth of silver right here, so I guess I'm gonna buy some things.
That's convenient. Very well. Do your shopping. I'll wait patiently.
Alright. He
Begins
will.
very impatiently tapping his foot.
Keith will exchange his silver bar as well as the other various trinkets they've found since arriving here. And in exchange, he will obtain a hat that looks suspiciously like the one he's already wearing. But he places it on. He acquires a cloak that, oh man, it just seems to perfectly match his appearance. Then he buys a tiny bag. With some fuzzy balls in it.
Excuse me? No, I'm kidding.
They have to
Alright.
fight you like that.
He also buys a rod, and then, for purely aesthetic purposes, he unscrews the head of his pitchfork and then screws it onto the rod of the fat keeper.
Ah, wait, that's pretty cool. Then if you replace the pitchfork head down the line, does it... Anyway.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Well, speaking of bridges, is there anything else you all would like to say to anyone before you continue heading off towards Valaki?
Really
People
hope none of you guys die.
After doing his shopping, Keith walks up to Julius and he's just fucking radiating with power. Dude just walked away from the shop with +1 AC, +1 to hit, +1 spell save DC, +1 to all saves.
Nice.
Incredible.
Solid shopping trip.
And
You're-
most
you're
importantly of
sure
all,
you didn't cheat.
the bag of fuzzy bones. You have seen me check this multiple times. I'm pretty sure it's all legit, at least according to the rules that Lightning has given us. And also, if you scroll up, I did say which I was rolling for the prices. Alright. And
He's cheated.
yes. And so before we left to the fortune teller, she said the time was short because the camp was soon to be attacked, right? Did she mean this camp?
Let me double check.
I assumed that was implying, oh, as soon as we leave the tent, we're gonna like get into combat or something.
That is...
That's what I assumed.
Let me check something. Oh, hey, there's a description here of what to say while flipping over the cards. Okay, let me repeat what she said. It's not in base. It's the mod that I applied. All right. So what she had said was all right, let me read the whole thing. Madam Eva's voice is a low hiss as she speaks, her silhouette dancing in the flickering candlelight. A shadow is approaching my tent, a lone servant of darkness. They seek knowledge of your future, secrets that I am sworn never to reveal to any but their keepers. Do not look, child, nor rush to greet them. If they learn the import of what we have discussed, all may be lost. Do not reveal even that you know of their true nature, for their master will know that I have told you, and wrath will descend upon us all. I will read the cards as swiftly as I dare before they arrive, and you will listen closely, for I shall never again repeat what they say. Are you ready? I can see the as I dare before they arrive, but I think it hinges on the do not reveal even that you know of their true nature, for their master will know that I have told you, and wrath will descend upon us all, if that makes sense. But I see the dare before they arrive, and while that is a concerning thing to have happen here at the Serpool encampment, and that would be a very interesting combat encounter, a little like a reverse siege situation, or like a kind of like before. We kind of just had one of those, and I don't have anything like that prepared, so the camp, at least for now, is not in danger unless you blab about, hey, so we had this reading and someone told us specifically, I see a dead village drowned by river, ruled by one who's brought great evil to the world, that kind of thing, if that makes sense. So I can at least say I don't plan to put the Vishtani people at the Serpool encampment in danger at this time. So you can definitely feel free to shove off. Let me see this. Oh yeah, the super cows. Better watch out for those. Okay, but with shopping complete, reading complete, right, are you all ready to head back to the overworld map?
Yeah.
Believe so.
Okay. All right, to recap, you will be at the bottom right portion of this large map. So I've already moved the camera over there. Your icon on the map is, again, represented by Carrion. The other Strahd parties are represented by other tokens, but you're not close enough to see them, as they are elsewhere on the map. I will go ahead and position you here as you were at the Serpool encampment, but again, you are taking Irina to the safety of Vallaki, so I will now position you here. And it's about here that you see something in particular. You follow the river to the base of a canyon, at the far end of which a great waterfall spills into a pool, billowing forth clouds of cold mist. A great stone bridge spans the canyon. It is an arching bridge of mold-encrusted stone. Gargoyles cloaked in black moss perch on the corners of the bridge, their frowns weather-worn. Yep. But there's no additional map here. This is just a traditional bridge.
Suspicious.
I think Keith might feel some sort of strange kinship with gargoyles.
Need
Yes.
to double check real quick. This might actually be the long book after all. Goddamn, I could have sworn this was the right one. No, this is the right one. I just somehow didn't see it anywhere in there. Alright, cool. I need to double check real quick. That one hole. Still on the upper hole. Still on the upper hole. Okay. Okay. I just needed to double check to make sure, like, I didn't have some vampire thing that just straight up said you cannot cross on a wall. Which I do not.
Okay, cool. Thanks for checking.
Nice. Campaign ends here. Pick a new character.
Oh, don't worry. There's a place to cross that doesn't involve the water. It just involves trekking. Let me reveal more of this map for you all, just so you can kind of see the extent of what's going on here.
Oh, nice. But also, judging by the map, we already had to cross water to get on this side of the river anyway.
That is true.
True. It's been a while since we played. I probably checked then too.
Sounds familiar.
Even here in the mountains, the forest and the fog are inescapable. Ahead, the dirt road splits in two, widening towards the east. There, you see patches of cobblestone, suggesting that the eastern branch was once an important thoroughfare. Let me reveal a little bit more of the map now that you're here. You can see that kind of goes into the woods a little bit more. But the path that is more upkept is certainly the one that is to your northwest, whereas the path to your east is a little bit more worn down. Is there a particular direction you would like to progress? To recap, you are technically headed towards Vallaki, which is also to the northwest. But I shan't railroad you all.
Don't forget, do we have a map? Or is this just for...
I believe you have... Oh, yeah, you could have gotten, for free, because of your purchases, a little crude map of the realm. Let me go ahead and paste that to you. Let me just obtain it from...
Spend 1,200 gold and get a free map.
That way you can find your way back here to spend more money.
To this moving camp.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, and I present to you this map of Barovia. You can see that you have left the village of Barovia. You have kind of crossed the Surpool encampment. That's basically, you can see where the path goes beyond there. You've crossed the bridge. You're basically kind of at that gate that's between like Lake Zarovich and Castle Ravenloft.
So does that mean that off to the right, off to the east is Castle Ravenloft then?
That's what it appears based on this map that you obtained from the trustworthy Vishtani.
Okay,
And
this
remind
is
me,
gonna
is
be
that where
like-
Strahd is?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it gonna be kind of a metagame question, but is that where Strahd is? Because, like, if so, I don't want to beeline for that, but if not, I kind of want to go to the east.
I see what you mean. This is kind of like, I'll explain it like this. I believe most of us are familiar with The Legend of Zelda Breath of
I
the
was about to
Wild.
bring it up.
In Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, you can of course see Hyrule Castle right there, ready for the taking, no matter how early in the game it is. This is Castle Ravenloft, home of Strahd von Zarovich. So if you would like, you can certainly visit. In vanilla versions of the game, a carriage actually appears right here to specifically take you to the castle if you so desire.
I don't remember if our characters have actually discussed it in universe, but like, yeah, we're not ready to fight Strahd, so.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Keith and Julius have acknowledged that yet, but they're probably vaguely aware of it.
I think we did mention something about it. I don't recall exactly, but I'm pretty sure that we did vaguely touch on the fact that we're not really ready yet.
Okay.
So off to the northwest, I guess.
Off to the northwest you
I don't know,
go.
I'm feeling pretty confident after buying all that shit. I think we can take
In a fight, right?
Haha, Strahd, you'll never hit my 17 AC. You rolled a what?
um,
I'm gonna guess he's got a double digit to hit.
you know what? I actually am not sure. I feel like no, but all right. The next description I have for you. So the old Svalich road that you are on transitions here from being a winding path through the Balanok Mountains to a lazy trail that hugs the mountainside as it descends into a fog-filled valley. In the heart of the valley, you see a walled town near the shores of a great mountain lake. Its waters dark and still. So I believe at this point I should reveal a little bit more to you as you're basically coming downhill. So you'll be able to see, I'll say, a lot more at this point.
Mm-hmm. So that's the town over there.
Yes. A branch in the road leads west to a promontory, atop which is perched a dilapidated stone windmill, its warped wooden vanes stripped bare. The whole building seems to lean to one side like a crippled old woman just trying to get by. So yeah, you see Valaki presumably before you based on the map, and based on you traversing down the valley, you also see a windmill. I'll park you right here, and I'll let you all decide where you would like to go. Would you like to continue along this path? You can kind of see it, like, going along this way, around the trees, towards the town. But there is also a little pit stop opportunity. But once again, I dare not railroad you all. Where would you like to go?
Let's see. I'm slightly tempted to check out the windmill.
That's this thing, right?
That's correct.
Give me 1 sec.
Mm-hmm.
That fucking scale on that map. 0 miles to a really long hike.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Nice. Brad, do you have the deed to the windmill?
Oh shit, do I? I think I do. That sounds about right.
Because I evidently don't.
I do.
Aha! Perfect.
Now,
Let's go to the windmill.
I think we discussed this at the time, that simply having the will in your possession does not mean you own the windmill, but
It does, yes. Go. We're gonna go to the windmill. It's ours now.
I'm pretty sure it's signed in someone's name specifically, if one of
We
the
are
Dursts.
going to collect the forced month's rent from the current people living now.
Let's go to the windmill.
Yeah, haven't you seen those like old timey cartoons where once someone has the deed to a place, they own it no matter what? Yeah, it's all
You just need to hold it.
Exactly.
Just break into someone's house, steal it from their safe. Your property now.
All right, let me take you over here. The onion-domed edifice leans forward and to one side as though trying to turn away from the stormy gray sky. You will see gray brick walls and dirt-covered windows on the upper floors. A decrepit wooden platform encircles the windmill above, a flimsy doorway leading to the building's interior. Perched on a wooden beam above the door is a raven. Let me paste this right in here for you all.
Thanks, Raven.
Squawk, squawk.
And we've established that every time we see a raven, it's presumably Strahd directly looking at us.
I will say that off the map, you will also see some ancient stones, kind of upwards. Think like if Stonehenge were only comprised of 4 stones, each one heavily covered in moss. There's no map for it specifically, but that is also, imagine it's kind of like beyond the windmill. But yes, you can feel free to approach if you would desire, but if you don't desire, I completely understand.
I say
Right.
we go.
I can't approach. The path is blocked by this wheelbarrow.
Oh yes, imagine the wheelbarrow isn't there.
I teleported around the wheelbarrow.
I must be seeing things.
Yes.
As you approach, the raven hops about and squawks at you, seemingly agitated.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
You're not doing your job, but you're a scarecrow, not a scare raven.
Ah.
I feel like that'd actually be a pretty poor scarecrow if it only scared off one specific kind of bird from the field.
Call the specialist.
I'm more of a jack of all trades.
No, you're a scarecrow. Well, might as well go the rest of the way.
Okay.
Can't actually go in if someone lives here. Well, might as well test to see if someone does live here. I attempt to enter the dome. I attempt to enter the windmill.
Okay. Let's see. The door seems to open outwards. Would you like to attempt to open it?
Yes.
Okay. So, you open the door, and you see a few things. You see, let's see. There's a lot going on here on this first floor. Let me just reveal it right now to you all. Actually, Roll20 has decided I'm going to be hiding it right now for you all. You see that the ground floor has been converted into a makeshift kitchen with baskets and dishware piled everywhere. There's a cart, a chicken coop, a heavy wooden trunk, a pretty wooden cabinet with flowers painted on its doors. You hear the clucking of chickens. You hear toads croaking. There's a sweet smell of pastries for those of you who can smell. And for those of you who can feel, warmth issues from a brick oven against one wall. A crumbling staircase ascending the wall across from it. And there's a lady there, and she'll turn to you and say, Oh, hello. Can I help you? She looks a little confused upon seeing you. She'll come closer.
We're new to the area and we're just looking around. Didn't think that anyone lived here.
Oh, yes. I live here with my brother and my mother. We are local business people. Would you like to try one of our wares? She'll smile.
What wares do you offer?
Well, we sell pies. And she'll happily gesture behind her, and you can see a bunch of different pies of various sizes, some big, some small, with a nice warm scent of them all intermingling towards you all. Let me have her step back a bit so she can gesture like the Will Smith meme, proudly and broadly at the pies.
What kinds of pies?
She'll say, "Oh, I've got all sorts. Let's see. There's some potato. Let's see. There's a maple nut one. There's a bunch of meat pies. What are you in the mood for? You seem like a meat-eating individual. Am I right?"
Sort of. I'm not very hungry right now.
You'd know if it was.
Oh, all good, all good. Feel free to, maybe you can come back when you are. I guess you could hang out if you wanted to get hungrier later.
That sounds like an invitation to me.
Would you describe that as an invitation to enter?
Not yet. It's like close.
But anyway, can I get a read on this lady? Is she on the up and up?
Sure, go on and give me an insight check. I mean, if evil, why hot, right? Oh wow. Oh. Okay. What do you mean by on the up and up? Do you mean like, you know how like, are you thinking like, hey, if they dabble in marijuana, they belong in prison, or like more like
well, we have the deed to the windmill, and I don't believe, and I think it belongs to people who are dead now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious what they're doing here, and is she being honest when she says that, like, yeah, their main trade is like food and shit?
Oh, okay.
She hiding stuff from us.
So, this wonderful lady right here, you could tell that they've been in business here quite a while. They definitely didn't open up shop here in this windmill like 3 days ago or 3 weeks ago even. Seems to be a long-standing, long-running business endeavor that also involves something suspicious that you can't help but pick up on her voice.
Does the deed have a date on it?
I don't think it does. But you can tell that the deed itself is pretty old. It feels kind of weathered.
Mm-hmm.
It's at this.
Say that the deed predates this business.
You know what? That's a good question. Oh, it looks like I have been interrupted as the NPC has said, oh, heavens me. It's better. It's good manners. Please, come in. Have a seat somewhere. I'm sorry there aren't much in the way of seats. Gregor, we have guests, she says.
Cool.
The fact that it's like, like a 14 and then 2 ones in a row is amusing to me. You kind of hear a muffled bellow from upstairs. Hold on, shit. What does the bellow say? I will pull up what the bellow says. Oh, hush, Bella. I'm working. Mother will be home soon. There we go.
There's only 2 people in the house. We can take them.
In a fight, right?
Yeah,
cool.
Those of you who, are aware, perhaps you sense that they're... Wait, actually, I'm not going to finish that sentence.
Don't trust like that.
Let me see. I believe I have one more thing to describe. Let's see. Yeah, so a large brick oven takes up most of one side of the room. The oven emits warmth and you can smell something sweet baking inside. Surrounding the oven on some shelves are several jars of condiments and ingredients. There's also a couple of rubbish bins filled with animal bones and bits of discarded dough. This is pretty much what you see on the first floor.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess it's at this point that the lady, which she'll apologize, she'll say, oh, I'm sorry if I haven't introduced myself yet. My name is Ophelia. What are your names? She'll smile.
What'd you say her name was?
Ophelia. Let me type this right here.
My name is Julius.
Eve.
Yeah, well, it's nice to meet you all. My hope is that even if you don't try a pie today, that you'll try a pie in the future. We've got plenty of time. We like to expand our operations. We're actually looking for a bit of help in various ways. You see, our business really, we only have the range that leads to the village of Barovia and Valaki. It would be pretty nice if we could reach the town of Kresk too, but it's pretty far to the west, and the pies won't be as fresh by the time we make it over there, given all the trips we have to make. But You all seem like well-traveled folk. I would love if she like rubs the back of her head. If I'm not being too forward, I would love if you could all take a few pies over to someone over in Kresk. Maybe their Burgomaster, Dmitry Kreskov. Maybe at the Abbey. They probably like pies over there at the Abbey of St. Markovia. Nothing beats a nice pie after a service.
Mhm. Requiring a suspicious number of like job offers from people.
Yeah.
But yes, that's our current offer to you all. Of course, you can always turn her down. And let me know if there's anything else in this room that catches your eye. Let me paste some descriptions too for you all.
What do you think? Could we offer help?
I guess we might as well. Probably gonna be going that way anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So you said sure?
Yep.
Okay. So Ophelia gets a nice like big smile on her face, and she looks pretty happy actually. She's like, "Oh, thank you so much." She like puts her hands up in like not sureness, and she'll like look over her pies. And she's like, "Well, okay. What kind of pies do you think that they would like? Should I set you up with three pies? Three pies? What kind of pies do you all think they would like?
How about you just cover your bases with like one meat pie, one dessert pie, and one like other pie?
You're right. Okay. Here. You can have a maple nut pie, a meat pie, and a potato pie. Oh, how about this? 2 meat pies. All right, 4 pies. And she's like, she has them like piled up. She's like looking for a basket. She holds up one that's too small. She puts it down. She holds up one that's too big. She puts it down. She grabs a third one, and this one is also too big, but she'll go ahead and put the 4 pies in that one anyway. And she'll set it on this little cart thing for you all. And she'll say, okay, right, if you could get this over to Kresk, have someone give it a try. Hopefully spread the word, help us get some footing in over there. Clearly you shouldn't be doing this out of just the goodness of your hearts. Is there something you're looking for? Something you need? I might have something. Gregor might have something. Perhaps Mother might have something that might help you out. Do you want money?
Money always helps.
Okay, money's pretty good, but you both seem like you're not from around here. Is there anything else I can maybe let you know? Any questions you might have? Yeah, I've got, I don't have just my good looks, she says, flicking her hair. I've also got smarts, she says, tapping the side of her temple.
She sounds like a Disney character.
Oh God, yeah. It's like, I may be clumsy, but I've got heart. Every Disney character released in the past decade. But hey, if you don't have questions, I'm sure I can just talk with Mother and Gregor and get you gold. How about 100 gold for each of delivered pie? Bring the some sort of proof back, whether it's the tins or I don't know, like a what is it called when a notary note? I guess a note. I'll take your word for it. Yeah, come back, and for each pie you successfully hand off, I'll give you some money for it.
Yeah, sure.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, here you go. And she'll hand the basket over. Pleasure doing business with you. And she'll hold her hand out for a handshake with one of y'all.
I'm not good at role playing a character who's kind of a dick. Kind of.
Likewise.
I just get distracted from it. I did it best with Cat in Hand, but oh well. Anyway, so
Keith will do the handshake.
Okay.
oh, okay.
All right. She'll take your hand, give you a nice firm handshake. Are you giving a firm one too, or is it kind of limp? Like, what's the damage here?
A solid 10 strength handshake.
Oh, okay.
Call it 18 strength handshake.
So she'll shake your hand and she'll say, all right. Well, I look forward to maybe hearing stories about your adventures. I don't get to get out much here, unfortunately. Just busy baking and going to the same old places. I would love to explore more of the west side of Barovia. I hear there's all sorts of stuff going on over there, like a giant tree and the winery and the swamps. Yeah. Maybe one day, she'll say as she looks out. Let's just magically, miraculously, a window has appeared and music has started playing as she starts a Disney movie tradition of singing about when will her life begin.
I think we leave.
Okay. Well, if you choose to leave, I'm okay with that. That's for sure. But out of curiosity, let me see if there's anything on this map. Oh shit, I forgot Irina was here.
You're just T-posing out back.
Let me take you all here. Okay. So she'll say, if you all choose to step out, she'll say, oh, how'd it go in there?
Well, we've taken up a new job again. I think this makes 3 so far.
Irina will cock her head and she'll say, oh, what's the job this time?
Delivering pies.
Oh. Delivering pies. Oh, where to?
Some place called Christ or Krisk.
Oh, yes. That is the town of Kresk. It's far to the west, where the elevation's a little bit higher, so it is a little bit chillier there. They're not as big of a city town as Vlaki, but some people do like to go there. They're pretty tight knit over there. They're pretty closed off to outsiders, but I've visited a few times. It's cute. It's quaint.
This rate, I can't wait to see what job opportunities Strahd himself presents us with when we go to kill him.
Irina will kind of like hold her hand up to her mouth and say, oh, don't forget, when we get into Vlaki, you must say the devil. They get really worked up about that kind of thing over there, she'll say.
Right.
All right, anything else you all need from here? Did you want to check out those megaliths that were beyond? Let me go ahead and take you at least back to this map. To recap, there's like 4, think like Stonehenge, but with 4 moss-covered stones.
Where are those again?
They're kind of like beyond the windmill. They're not really. There's not really like a good map location for them.
So they like in here?
They're like where the just right up to the. I'll say they were right here actually.
Sure. I mean, if they're right there, might as well go check them out.
Okay. Let me read off a little description for you all. There's just 4 ancient stones near the windmill. Each moss-covered stone bears a crude carving of a city, each of which is associated with a different season. There's a city of winter shown covered with snow, a city of spring arrayed in flowers, a city of summer with a sunburst overhead, and the city of autumn covered with leaves. Let me post this right here. As Irina.
Irina, are these supposed to be representative of actual cities here in Kyo? What the fuck is this place called?
A
In
Barovia.
Barovia.
Mhm.
Doesn't help that there's a single fucking town
Exactly.
in Barovia.
Exactly. It's highly confusing.
Welcome to Maine. All capital is Maine. Fuck you.
So Irina will say, perhaps not anymore. Ancient legends tell of the 4 cities said to be the cities of paradise where the Morning Lord, Mother Night, and the other ancient gods first dwelled. Let me paste this.
Interesting.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. You sense that perhaps, as Professor Oak says, now's not the time, or whatever it is. That's all. It's a little bit of world building, a little bit of, yeah.
And remind me, according to your map, are we heading down this way or up this way?
Up that way. The path kind of like goes along. It's hard to see, but you can see it kind of goes around the woods here through. If that makes sense. Like it borders the woods right here. It tucks in up here, and then it leads straight to Vallaki. Not really much of a path that goes to the southwest. Hard to tell, but in case this helps, let me pop this up front real quick.
Yeah.
All right, I will continue to progress you all.
Yeah, might as well head up that way and all that.
All right, before you arrive at Vallaki, do either of you need a break?
I think I'm good.
I think I'm good.
Okay. Let's see. Let me swap out this music. Let me try this one out. Ooh, okay, this works for me. The old Svalich Road meanders into a valley watched over by dark brooding mountains to the north and south. The woods recede, revealing a sullen mountain berg surrounded by a wooden palisade. Thick fog presses up against this wall as though looking for a way inside, hoping to catch the town asleep. The dirt road ends at a set of sturdy iron gates with a pair of shadowy figures standing behind them. Let me bring you all a little bit closer. And let's see, where are we now? Over here. As you approach, the guards halt you from behind the closed wrought iron gates. And the guards will say, "All right, halt. State your names and state your identities and your business in town. The guards will say, there's two of them.
This is Velaki, right?
That is correct.
Irina, what should we say? We're only really here to deliver you here.
Irina will say, she'll say, if you'd like, I can introduce myself as basically the burgomaster's daughter from the village of Barovia. I think that would probably go well with them, but I'd have to.
Like
oh, well, do you want me to say like that you're my escorts, right? That makes sense. That's the truth.
That seems fine.
Okay. Irina will say, my name is Irina Koliana, daughter of Burgomaster Kolian from the village of Barovia. I am here seeking a stay at the Church of Saint Andrel, and these are my escorts. Why don't you introduce yourselves?
I'm Keith.
I'm Julius.
Okay. Well, let me just get Irina here to roll something. And let me take you all over to this map, right? Down here. You'll find yourselves on the bottom right of the map. Open character sheet. I need her to do a persuasion check. Let's see what she gets. She got a 22. Nice. So 17 plus 5. Okay. So the guards will say, okay. Checks out indeed. Feel free to step through and we can begin the onboarding process. We just have to check a few additional things. We need to see, let's see, the identities intentions. Sorry, they have one more question for you all. One of the guards will kind of like lean in a little bit closer, like kind of like slide through a series of like go back like behind a door, come out through another door that's on the side here, and like step out and didn't mean to get that close to you. And say, by the way, before we begin the check-in process, what do you think about Strahd? He'll kind of say.
You mean the devil?
Oh. Yes. What do you think about the devil? Nods.
Wait.
I immediately just suspicious as hell about these two. So the fact that we were just told oh yeah, everyone in this entire city exclusively refers to Strahd as the devil. And these two are just like, what do you think my good friend Strahd von Zorvik? I'm like, you mean the devil? And he's like, the who? The what now?
He sure is in this castle over here, I've heard, he says, pointing to the map.
Yes, but is that cool? Is that hip? It's pretty hip, right?
All right. Can I see what answer this guy's looking for?
Sure, go on and roll me an insight check.
Well, I guess I deserve it after that earlier one.
Okay, this guy is given very big "how do you do, fellow kids" energy.
Would you like to roll an insight check for Julius?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll an insight check.
Ooh, all right. So
I have to roll my inspiration on that.
the latest nat 20 from last session was, I believe, also Julius. So congrats on the latest nat 20 right now. So You can tell that this guy is just trying to like sift out Strahd apologists. To be like, if you're like, oh yeah, I think Strahd's pretty cool, they'd be like, ah, yes, to the stocks with you. But if you're like, nah, Strahd's whack, bro, I'll be like, ah, yes, sandwiches for everyone, that kind of thing.
Gotcha. Well, then I respond. The devil is dangerous, but I try not to dwell too much on it in my daily life. Worrying about him doesn't put food on the table.
Okay.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing people say?
Irina like gives you the thumbs up that Hiccup gives in the second How to Train Your Dragon movie. The guard like nods satisfied, and says, "Open the gates. Let them in. Please, come in." And the guards will step off to the side right here. They'll like open the main gates, but then there's like a smaller set of gates on the inside. And you're basically like within the confines of the city itself, but there's just like a little bit more like additional barricade wise that you have to go through. Irina's gonna step forward, and one of the guards on the left, the one who initially no, I'll say the guard on the right, the one that stayed behind, he'll say he has flipped open a little, like, you know, one of those composition books that are like with the black and the white and kind of like the binding, that a little journal situation, maybe when we were younger, that kind of thing. He'll open up one of those and he'll say, "Once inside, the mention of the name Strahd is strictly illegal, even in written form. Know that even now, as I say the name, it is the last time you will hear it within the gates. Instead, if you must refer to the aforementioned individual, you will say simply the devil, which you all seem to be pretty caught up on. Nice work. This noble town holds a festival each week in honor of the residents' general merriment and continued support of the burgomaster, Baron Vargas Vlakovic. I guess this only applies to you, maybe," he says, looking at Irina. "As a guest of Vallaki, you will not be required to aid in the preparation for our festivals. However, your attendance and participation in each and every festival is absolutely mandatory for the length of your stay. Failure to attend will be in strict opposition to Vallakian law. The next great Vallakian festival, the Festival of the Blazing Sun, will be held in 3 days' time in the town square. Failure to comply with any Vallakian law will mark you as criminals to our city, and you will be punished as such in accordance to our justice system. If you have any questions, now is the time to ask them," he says, primarily aiming this towards Irina, as she, is planning to stay here a little bit longer, since you all are on escort duty. Yeah.
What if we leave before the festival?
Oh. What? I don't know why you'd leave before such a fine festival, but I mean, I guess you don't have to wait. Now I think about it, if you don't attend but then if you come back later on, well, you're just passersby, so I'm sure it's okay. But if you were happening to stay longer, like it sounds like, wait, what are you doing at the Church of St. Andrel? He'll say, kind of looking at Irina, and she'll say, "Oh, yes, was hoping to spend at least 3 days there, so I guess I will be helping out with the Festival of the Blazing Sun," she says, kind of like smiling, but you can kind of see a little pain. And the guard will say, "Excellent, excellent. All right, well, you'll be helping out. I guess your escorts won't be helping. Are they just bailing on you? Like, are you looking for no?" She says, "I'm not looking for any additional escorts. Once I make it to the church, I will require no further assistance. Thank you." And she'll kind of like back closer towards you two as opposed to the guy. All right, any other questions from you all before the final step of the onboarding process? He says, kind of like stabbing his journal with his pen, or not really stabbing it, but kind of like marking it like with dots. Like he's like hitting the journal with the pen, obviously not writing anything, Like it's not like a secret code or anything. It's just like he's just like stimming, I guess. But yeah, any other questions?
Yes. Any last words? No, I don't actually do that.
Power word kill on this man.
No, I think I'm
Cast
good.
Power word scrunch.
Okay. Well, with that out of the way, we've reached the third and final step to get inside. We ask that you present your weapons for registry, and he'll go ahead and pull out some extra papers. You'll see that there's some quick sheets right here. You'll see that the guard has been kind of like detailing name and appearance, like Julius. Let's see, pale skin, dark hair. Kind of like thinks for a moment after writing this down and keeps going.
Okay, don't worry about that.
All right. Let's see. So why don't you open up your inventories for me on roll 20? I don't know what this means. And tell me what you've got going on. We must register all weapons for safety purposes.
I've got my pitchfork, which I think is just a spear mechanically.
Hmm.
I've got a hand crossbow with 20 bolts. I've got a knife, which is just a dagger. And I think that's it for weapons.
Reclassify all of my weapons as artisan tools and then present nothing. I'm going down this list and I'm like, oh god, I'm gonna be doing the like fantasy. Okay, pull out all your weapons. I'm spending like 20 minutes pulling weapons of like full size from ridiculous places. Okay, I have a long sword, I have a javelin, I have a mace, I have a heavy crossbow, I have 20 bolts for that heavy crossbow, and I believe that is it for weapons.
I see. You'll see that he's actually marking specifically that your longsword appears to have the windmill motif on it. This is not me being like, hey, why don't you take this free sword? I'll make it worth your while and trying to punish you for it. But I've been instructed to specifically have them note that. He'll also say, oh, wow, you have a lot of weapons. Are you a wolf hunter?
Oh, what now?
So here at Vallaki, we support our citizens' rights to bear arms. A lot of weapons aren't really allowed in here, but, in case the devil ever came to town, it's important to have weapons on hand. As long as you register your weapons, we have a good feeling about keeping the city safe. The wolf hunters have a lot of weapons on them because they leave town, they go out and keep the wolf population under control. They come back with whatever pelts and meat they've got going on. You seem like a proper wolf hunter with all these weapons. I mean, if you're not a wolf hunter, and then as he opens his mouth, the other guy puts a hand on his shoulder. Is like, no, they're not hiring more. I've specifically been told by someone not to hire people for more jobs. I don't know where that command came from, but yeah. And he's like, okay, all right. You probably don't want to be a wolf hunter anyway.
Well, something I'll probably end up looking into, depending. We'll see, I suppose.
Okay. So, with that, the guards, you are now officially free and you can enter the city, for real this time.
Hey.
Oh, this one's too intense. Let me just, sorry. We'll do this one. All right. You all have finally entered the grand city of Vallaki. If you're interested in escorting Irina all the way to the church is, I believe, number N1 on the map. So it is on the west side of town.
Well, let's get this over with.
As you're passing through here, let me double check to see what this particular location is right here. I believe it is nothing. Oh, okay.
Mission accomplished,
just a moment. I'd like to read off something. Town square. The shops and homes that enclose the town square are decorated with limp, tattered garlands and painted wooden boxes filled with tiny dead flowers. They're in the square. Sorry, just get this right. You see that there's a large wooden platform set up in the center of the square, about 4 feet tall. This square stage features stalks lined up around the edges and facing outward towards the rest of the town square. In the stalks, you see locked in several men, women, and children wearing crude plastered donkey heads. In the center of the platform is an empty gallows, a trio of nooses hanging ready and waiting. All around. Yeah, go ahead.
Any idea what's up with the donkey heads over there, Irina?
They mentioned something about maybe punishment if you didn't help with the festival, maybe? It's the only thing I can think of right now. We could ask someone. You see around there are also some peasants in patchwork clothing that eye you suspiciously as they use cups and vases to draw water from a crumbling stone fountain. All around the square are posted proclamations that I believe I can hand out to you all now that you are here in the town of Valaki. Unless I... Oh, handouts. Come one, come all, to the greatest celebration of the year. The Wolf's Head Jamboree. Attendance and children required. Pikes will be provided. All will be well. Let me show this to you all. Irina will kind of like look at this and she'll say, tasteful. What was it that they said was coming up? The Festival of the Blazing Sun? Hey, a lot of festivals here. It's at this point you also see a big buff individual arriving at the town square with 2 town guards. You hear him barking orders. Tear down the old ones. You need to put up the new ones right away. And there's a set of new proclamations. Let me show this to you all. It says, come one, come all, to the greatest celebration of the year, the Festival of the Blazing Sun. Attendance and children required, rain or shine, all will be well. And you can see the guards are basically, tearing down the old ones, putting up the new ones. But with that, Irina continues to step forward.
So, just to clarify, the Wolf's Head Jamboree ones were being torn down and replaced with the festival ones? Is that what you said?
Yes, the Festival of the Blazing Sun. That's correct.
All right. And I was so confused. As I was reading it, the next one popped up, and
yeah.
It was perfectly...
Yeah, I had to look and compare the differences.
Didn't I see something about pikes a second ago?
The greatest celebration of the year. The greatest celebration of the year.
Oh, I think, sorry. Town Square is supposed to be N8, so pretend you saw that passing through N8.
Sure. Okay, so the festivals are pretty much just directly propaganda to make sure that the populace stays happy. Got it. Or at the very least, distracted.
All right. You've arrived here. Just in case you are curious, there are a few shops about. Let me just give you a quick rundown. One says Thimdall's Armaments. It appears to be a blacksmith and leather worker, in case you're interested. The other one is called the Third Eye Potions and Sundries. It is an apothecary. There's a general store called the Dusklight Supply Shop. I think that one is specifically the one next to it's the Wrench, maybe? There's a bookstore called Jonvich and Sons. There's a place called Seligal's Hovel, which is a Fletcher Boyer. Oh my gosh, there's a lot here. I don't mean to overwhelm, but you know, in case any catch your eye specifically, there's an herbalist called Jenny Shack. It's supposed to not be in the town, but I don't give a shit. It's in the town now. And last but not least is the Beast's Rose, which is a tailor shop. This one for sure is the needle and thread at the very end, right over there.
The for sure comment makes it sound like you're not so sure about that. Oh, what the hell is that one over there?
I think that's one of the shops that I what is this? Or maybe they're the icons I didn't use anymore that I replaced with. Anyway, there's like a lot of shops here, whatever. You can check out any of them, or you can keep progressing towards the church.
I don't need the tailor shop. I just got some new digs, and one of them lets me look however I want.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have money, so.
Ah, shit. I forgot an interaction.
Yeah, I guess I still have 15 gold left over from that, from all the shit I spent. We can do the interaction now if you want.
I'm thinking about it. Yeah, thank you. Okay. We'll see if it comes up. Let me swap out the music and then go back to we'll do this one. Okay. Pretend for a moment that we are flashing back to where is it? Right here. As you are speaking with Ophelia, she has just handed you the pies, and she'll say, well, yes, I hope you can take them over to Kresk. I hope I'm not interrupting. Where actually were you headed in the first place? I wasn't here specifically to us, was it?
Where am I?
We're back at the windmill for a bit.
We were on our way to Vallaki. We happened to see a windmill and decided to check it out.
Okay. Sorry, let me just double check one more thing. Oh, Falaki, you say? Oh, I feel bad doing this. You've just, after just saddling you with these pies, I did. Mother recently sent out a letter to someone in Vallaki, and it was returned to the windmill unanswered. I haven't told Mother about the returned letter yet, but I don't want her to worry. I was wondering if you could find out why this letter returned unanswered. Again, I've already saddled you with the pies. I completely understand if you were to say no, but if you're headed to Vallaki already, she says, she's like has like the letter in one hand.
Or maybe add a little onto that reward for the pies.
Oh, yes, of course. I wouldn't ask this of you, and with no thought of compensation in return. Yes, I'd be more than happy to I guess, pay you unless you come back and end up wanting something else. We can make that happen, but money's fine too. But here's the letter, and she'll like open it up real quick, and hand it to you, and it says, "Lisa, my dear friends, yes, of course I would be more than willing to help you with such a horrible problem. I can only imagine what those poor dears in Vallaki are going through. I've had my own bad encounters with witches, encounters that have left their marks on my very soul. Children, orphaned or not, should never have to face such evil. If you find a way to get the little ones at Andrel's orphanage safely out of Vallaki, I'll be happy to house them in my windmill. There's not much room here, true, but we have beds and pies to go around. Sincerely, Morgantha." And she'll say, it involves kids. I wouldn't have asked if it didn't seem important.
Very
Yeah,
well.
okay.
So, who do we need to deliver this to?
It's addressed to Lisa. I'm sure there aren't very many of them in Vallaki. That would be quite awkward. But it says, you kind of like look at the front, and there's like a cursive V. Yeah, there's a cursive V. And an H. We'll add the H on there, sure.
Do you mind spelling that for me one more time?
Yeah, it's a cursive V and then an H afterwards.
Okay, so it's just addressed to VH.
Yeah, VH. Oh, there's a VH on the front, but there's Lisa like as the recipient, if that makes sense. So like on the envelope it says VH, but then like in the letter it says Lisa.
Okay. Yeah, I've added that to my inventory as letter from Windmill to Vallaki, from Morgantha to Lisa, VH on envelope.
Okay. Perfect. I've made a note of it in my notes too. Is there anything you want to ask her before I bring you back to the present?
Any last words? No, I'm good.
Okay.
Incredible.
All right. Back here in town, I'm assuming since, again, you just finished shopping, I'll take you all over this way. Whoops.
Yeah, I'll just continue along with Irina.
Okay. So there's a few things you see as you arrive here. First, you see that this slouching, centuries-old stone church has a bulging steeple in the back and walls lined with cracked stained glass windows depicting pious saints. A fence of wrought iron encloses a garden of gravestones next to the church. A thin mist creeps among the graves.
Perfect.
Yep. There's an additional description that I will just pull up in just a moment. And also across from the church, you see a sign for St. Andrel's Orphanage. So you've arrived at two places here. You can also beyond see the gates leading out, and you can see that there's signage posted near the gates that say that is the way to a few locations of interest, specifically Kresk, the Wizard of Wine's winery. What else? Yeah, that's oh, I guess yeah. Under Kresk you'll see the Abbey of St. Markovia. So yeah, let me just say destinations beyond the gate. Kresk. The Abbey of St. Markovia and the Wizard of Wines Winery. But your heading is here at the Church of St. Andros. So if you would like, you can go up to these doors.
Yeah, we'll just go to the church for now. Walk up to the
Yep.
doors.
Okay.
Dump Irene off and then have no guide for the rest of the adventure.
Ah, it's okay. You don't.
Immediately fucking dead sprint straight at Strahd.
Hey, if you'd like. All right, let me set up a few things then.
I don't actually want to run at Strahd.
Yeah, it's okay. I figured not. Shit. Sorry. Let me go back to the map here. Out of curiosity, in case you need to head towards it, since it's a good staging ground for whatever, if you look right here by the wrench at N2, let me make sure you're still on this map. It appears to be an inn called the Blue Water Inn. In case you need to go there in a bit.
Currently all good. I think.
Mm-hmm. Almost ready.
Mhm.
Okay. So, I'll say you all go up. Irina's probably gonna knock on the door unless someone else wants to.
Yeah, we can
No.
let her.
All right, let me take you all to this other map. All right. She knocks on the door, and an old lady comes out, and she'll say, "Hello, yes. Are you here to see?" Or, "Hello, yes. Welcome to the Church of St. Andral. Please come in. Come in. What can I do for you?" She'll say. Now I'll reveal a little bit more of this map.
Oh god, the church has a battle map. You can't trust anyone in here now.
Irina will say, "My name is Irina Koliana. I'm here to seek refuge. I come from the village of Barovia. My brother serves as the burgomaster there, but I've come here to seek refuge from the devil," she'll say. It's at this point that the lady introduces herself, and she'll say, "Oh, well, my name is shit. Hold up.
My name is shit.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. Okay. So she'll introduce herself as Mother Lucia, and she'll say, "Oh, yes, it is good that you came here to seek refuge at the church. There is just one issue with that I would be remiss as to not inform you of. You see, until recently, the church was protected from Strahd's depredations. I'm not sure what that word means, but it's right here in the book." She holds up the source book for Curse of Strahd. "The church was protected from Strahd's depredations by the bones of St. Andral himself, which were sealed in a crypt beneath the church's main altar. But," she'll say, keeping her voice low, "now the church is at risk because someone broke into the crypt a few nights ago and stole the bones. Basically, this place used to be quite protected, but that is unfortunately no longer the case. It is most sad indeed. I know you have come a long way, but again, it would not be good of me not to tell you that this place is no safer than any other residence here in Vallaki." She will nod slowly and solemnly. Irina will nod okay, all right. Let me converse. What's it called when you kind of confer? Let me confer with my advisors here. And she'll turn to you all and she'll say, "Okay, so bad news. This place is not safe, apparently. So, well, that sucks. Well, all my brother asked of you was to bring me here safely, so I appreciate that. I'll probably figure out my moves from here, but thank you all for bringing me here safely," she'll say.
Of course.
Out of character, were we paid for this already?
I don't think you were actually.
I think you kept just putting that off.
Yeah, he said basically it was like a combination of money, and then he'll like oh, the burgomaster of Valaki owes his deceased parents a favor, and he could have that called up for. Let me see if there's something else. I know it was like money and that favor. Let me just double check real quick. Let's see. Oh, seems a little low compared to the pie delivery. I'm looking at my notes here, and it says it's 50 gold pieces to the characters to escort Irina to safety.
There's 100 gold per pie. Just goes to show you capitalism.
Maybe I,
Really?
maybe I shouldn't have offered 100 per pie. Oh well.
Capitalism, ho. Frankly, it's on Ophelia for being a bad negotiator, and on us for being a bad negotiator with regards to Irina.
Yeah, sorry, just checking a few things.
This is a big map.
Yeah, don't worry
Bigger than
about
I
it.
expected.
Yeah, no
This
worries.
is an evil-looking woman.
That's mean.
She's not evil, it's just that the sun is in her eyes.
Yeah, making her squint like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Guess I just saved this as a bookmark accidentally. All right. Interesting. I'm trying to figure out how to. Okay. Okay. Little red foxes emerge from a nearby bush and present you each with 50 gold. It's the strangest thing. Sensing that Irina has been delivered safely to a location that would be suitable, these foxes came out and gave you these bags of gold. Wow.
50 gold each, you said?
Yes. Whether it was 50 for the party or not, I'll just make it 50 each.
Sweet.
As you are obtaining this money, you overhear kind of like glimpses of Irina's conversation with Mother Lucia to say, you said the bones were missing, right? What? So for a few days, have you told anyone else the bones are missing? And you kind of like catch these conversations here, but let me take you to right here at least.
You've been expelled.
You can definitely go you can definitely still hang out by the church. I'll just put you here in case you're not interested in listening more. If you want to go somewhere else, there's the orphanage to the southwest. There's the gates to the west. I'm gonna say it's getting late, only because you traversed from the village of Barovia to the Surpool camp. Encampment, and then also the windmill, and then arrived here in Valaki. So, shoot. So actually, you might actually have to stay at the inn, which I wasn't expecting, but I mean, it is feasible. Or you could stay somewhere else. Once you get access to, I don't know if you all get access to Liam's tiny hut, but
no, neither of us are casters.
Okay.
No, I know he's a caster.
I'm a
I don't know
caster.
what I'm talking about. Regardless, warlocks don't get access to Liam's tiny hut.
Okay. So yes, it's getting late. Where would you like to go? You can stay here by the church. You can check out a different building around.
I'm gonna level with you, Brad. Overhearing that the magic bones from a holy dead dude were stolen is probably the most interesting quest drop we've gotten in a while. Considering the fact that we so far have, I think, 2 different deliver letters for me quests.
It's just Paper Mario.
Hey, I lost I lost a shipment in the woods. Can you go pick it up? Lost shipment quest straight out of Sea of Thieves, which I have never once willingly taken in now. And now we have a goddamn pie delivery quest. We're literally taking on Legend of Zelda side quests here. But this one is an actual RPG quest. So I feel like we should probably go at least talk to the nice evil nun lady and be like, "Where's your holy boner? We can go find it for you." It would also reduce Strahd's influence a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take it back to this map.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Why does it keep putting me all the way in the top left?
I don't know, actually. It's the strangest thing.
So you said that some of your holy relics have gone missing. He says that last part a little bit quieter.
She'll nod.
Do you have any leads on where they might have been? Do you have any leads on where they might be?
Yes, I do. You can come in if you would like. If you don't, well, I mean, you could certainly stay out there if you would like, but you can definitely come in if you want, and I'll be sure to keep my voice low either way. It's okay if you don't want to, church, and you might catch on fire. I don't know.
Yeah, you're like, can I set foot on consecrated holy ground?
Well, it's not. Yeah, but yes, but she's kind of indicated even if it were consecrated, it's not consecrated anymore.
Oh, that's right.
I'm not sure it works like that, but okay. I think protected by holy relic and also consecrated. I think those are different things, but also I don't know. The consecrated thing is, I guess, mostly a Christian thing anyway, which is probably not what this guy's church is all about anyway, considering the fact that Jesus probably isn't a thing.
I will say there is a consecration mechanic in this campaign.
Hell yeah.
I mean, isn't there a spell called consecration?
Let me see. I don't know.
Consecration.
Looks like there's one in Pathfinder. Maybe?
Yeah.
Let me see. There's like a ritual one that like ceremony, maybe?
Yeah. I must be thinking of something.
Let's see it here. Anyway, there's a mechanic for it in the campaign at least. But you can definitely keep talking like this, and she'll say, so again, to recap, church was protected by the bones of St. Andrel, which were sealed in a crypt beneath the church's main altar. Someone broke into the crypt a few nights ago and stole the bones. Now, I was the only person of Valaki, to my knowledge, who knew about the bones, but I do remember mentioning them to the little altar girl Yeska under my care a month ago to put the fearful girl at ease. After the bones were stolen, I asked Yeska, hey, did you tell anyone else about the bones? And she nodded, but she wouldn't give me a name.
That's unhelpful.
Heck, I guess I should ask. So the I don't remember if you mentioned her name, but this lady here.
Yes, Mother Lucia.
How old would you say she is?
Oh, that's a good question. Why don't you give me an insight check? Or survival, if you like, but or perception, I guess.
I guess I'll take
roll for an attack.
Okay. Yeah, she looks between the ages like 50 and 80. I guess that doesn't help, but.
All right.
Oh, 50 and
Well.
72. There we go.
You're right. That's changes everything.
All right. I asked because I was told to find someone who's lived for a long time. And she appears to be one of them.
Oh, well, that's just mean.
Of a long time.
What was that?
Depends on your definition of a long time. I've played D&D characters that are like 250. So like, I don't know.
I'm gonna say
Like
it's probably not spoilers for me to say. I don't think this lady's old enough. She's only classic old lady, not like 200 years old or something like that.
So the Avenger artifact thing was like find someone who's been here since 500 years ago or whatever. All right, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, if we find like one elf, that's probably going to be someone who's like doubled this lady's lifespan.
You just go up to her, it's like, hey lady, how old are you?
Tell me you have an age play kink without telling me you have an age play. An elf walks up to an 80-year-old woman. Hey, girl, you legal? So, there was a little altar girl who was informed about the existence of the bones, and shortly after that, the bones went missing. Is that correct?
She'll say, yes, that's right.
I can't imagine what happened.
Yes, the little girl stole the bones herself.
I mean, that is at least something that should probably be investigated, as opposed to just immediately being like, you tell someone about the bones? But she admitted to telling someone about the bones, just refuses to give a name, so I guess we have to go torture an 8-year-old girl.
Yeah, it's everyone's dream. Wait, hold on, that sounds weird, I'm so sorry.
Alright, well, let's get to it. Okay, alright, lady, we need an address.
She'll say, oh, well, let's see. Little Yeska lives in the orphanage across the street, actually. It comes here sometimes with, I'd like to say a little older sister situation with one of the other orphans, Millie, who helps out around the orphanage. She's the local, what's the word, like, gravekeeper.
You employ an orphan as your grave tender?
She's very strong, actually. She's excellent at digging up those graves.
She's only 14, but she's also a Goliath, so... Okay, so all we have. She could have potentially told anyone at the orphanage. But also, she could have potentially just told her older sister, surrogate. Alright, well, that does give us something to walk with. So, where did you say that the orphanage was again?
Right across the street.
Convenient. Well, we should probably start our investigation now.
Yep.
And what's the name of the kid again?
Yeska. Yeska.
Yes. How do you spell the god's name again? Or the saint's name or whatever?
Saint Andrel. Sorry, give me a sec.
Okay. Added a note to my notes. Looking for Yeska at the orphanage to look for the bones of Saint Andrel, which were stolen shortly after Yeska was told of them.
Yep.
Let's go mug a kid.
Keep cracking his knuckles. Or, ask her first. But...
That's stupid.
Irina puts away the shovel like, oh, okay. Guess we're going non-lethal, huh?
Oh, we're doing this to lose away.
Yeah. Yeah, both Irina and Julius are looking at Keith like, tisk, tisk. It's a lot more efficient if you jump to violence first.
Yep. We're going to anyway, so might as well cut to the chase.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, let me take you across. Let me take you out here first. And let me grab Irina and put her at the orphanage. And you all will be following suit shortly afterwards. Oh, hold on. I didn't update my Chrome. Gotta reload. Did it take you all to the new map?
Yes. This is a fucking tall ass map.
Holy shit.
Alright, you'll find yourselves at the bottom.
I have it almost entirely zoomed out. I'm at 30%. It still takes like.
This kid owns 5 acres of fucking land.
This kid's a local baron. Kid's a landlord. She's running a racket.
Alright. Irina knocks on the door, and before long, you hear a shuffle behind the door, and you are greeted by a shrewd woman in her early 50s. She
Lower
wears
the bones.
she wears her gray streaked brown hair up in a tight bun and has developed fine wrinkles around her mouth from years of disapproving frowns. She will open the door and she'll say, "Hello, what can I do for you today?"
I don't know.
We're doing an investigation on behalf of the church. An important item has gone missing from the church, and our searching has led us here.
Oh? Here? Why would your search for an important item? Are you saying that one of the children here stole this item?
No, but it's
necessarily.
interesting that you jumped to that.
I mean, if you say your search brought you here, why else would your search bring you to an orphanage?
You can have leads that bring you to a place without it immediately being to accuse someone.
Okay, then why are you here?
Because a lead brought us here.
Yes, what is this lead?
One of your children was informed about the existence of the item, and shortly thereafter, it was stolen. We believe that she told someone else about it, and that they may have stolen it. She has already admitted to having told another person, but she did not give a name.
Okay. Which child, then, would you like to, interrogate? Is that why you're here?
I would use the word speak to. We would use the phrase speak to as opposed to interrogate. You're awfully touchy.
I see you've not handled children very often.
We would like... Fine.
True.
We would like
Wait,
to interrogate... We would like to interrogate the girl known as Yeska.
Yeska? You want to interrogate Yeska? Oh.
Again, I would use the phrase speak to.
Sure. If you want, and she'll kind of like turn around and like open up some doors over here.
Can't be any less productive than speaking to this headmistress.
Irina will step in, like cautiously and warily, to like look around as she crosses the threshold.
I still can't go in. Does this place count as a residence? It has to, right?
This place does count as a residence.
Has I don't remember if I've actually explicitly explained it to Keith, but is Keith aware of the fact that I can't enter a place without being invited?
I feel like we talked about it. I don't remember.
If nothing else, the context clues are probably there by now.
You know, let's just do it now then. It's like, all right, come on.
I can't.
What? What's the problem?
Can't go in unless I'm invited.
Oh, right. All right. Shit, she already left. I can't invite you in, can I? You can come in.
I don't believe that works.
It does work. You can come in.
That's stupid.
Wow, that seems really obvious.
So it's important. It's important
Like-
because just for the record, I will let you all know that it is not above certain people to have someone else of their aligned with them, let's just say, enter a residence and then invite themselves. Like, does that make sense? Like, get one of your lackeys to push their way in. They're a resident now, or they're not like a resident. One of the occupants has to invite you. That's the specific term they use.
Vampire just requires one thrall And that
Yes.
rule just ceases to exist.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is the moment that Julius longs that, and he's just like, "Oh my God, it's that simple to get around it." Well, I suppose that's what. I suppose that only explains why so many have falls. Hmm.
Yeah, it helps
Thought-
to have friends, right?
Thoughts for later. Oh, and now I can already feel myself going down that path of laziness. Can't abide that.
Alright.
Piece by piece, like realize all the incentives that vampires have to to have a lifestyle similar to Strahd. Just mumbling under his breath, "I'm so mad that works."
All right. The orphanages. So, in addition to the description I pasted, where the front hallway is wood paneled and dimly lit, the wooden floors are old and worn, and the steps of the main staircase sag with age, and a pile of children's shoes lays by the western wall. As you arrive in the orphanage's main living area, you see that it features an old couch, a few mismatched stuffed chairs, chests crammed with worn toys, and 2 small dining tables surrounded by chairs. 3 young girls crowd around a dollhouse in the south of the room. An older boy paces the room with a toddler on each hip as he tries to soothe them. Another boy and girl are playing a game of tag and chase each other around the furniture. An older girl sits on the couch and reads aloud to 4 more gathered toddlers. The room is a den of chaos and noise.
I love that every single one of them looks identical to the headmistress.
Yes. The headmistress, which... Okay, cool, her name is up. She'll kind of take an NPC walk over in this direction.
As you do. Well, I guess we'll have to go in that direction. She's presumably like going to find the kid that we want to talk to, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. All right. She'll say, well, she's through here. And she'll open the door. Or like she'll I don't know, unlock it. Or I guess it wouldn't be locked. She'll open the door.
People outside with the outhouses.
Wait, what about the outhouses?
We keep her outside with the outhouses.
Oh, yeah, I should be hiding those. There might be something important in these outhouses. Let me just hide this and hide that and hide that.
A little bit of privacy, please, DM.
All right. So the room that she opens into is sparsely furnished. The floors are covered with dirt and an old shovel lies on the ground at the foot of the bed. A sickly young girl sleeps fitfully. She is covered in sweat from fever and has blood-mixed bile on her lips. Her pallor is yellow, tinged, and deathly pale. We reveal the room. Imagine there is a token of this individual here.
Okay.
And the headmistress will say, well, Yeska's here. I'm not sure speaking to her will go well, but you can certainly try. But if either of you are the healing sort, I'm sure Yeska would greatly appreciate it.
When did she develop this condition?
That's a good question. Let me check.
Immediately after learning about the bones. It's weird.
Immediately after the bones went missing.
She'll say, well, it happened recently. You see, a young boy named Felix came to the orphanage, and ever since his arrival, some of the children have gone missing, and Yeska has fallen gravely ill, she'll say.
Young boy named Felix, you said?
Yes, Felix. Felix.
Do you know what kind of illness it is?
It seems to be magical in nature, but is not contagious. Healing magic and healing potions have had no effect on Yeska as far as we've tried. So essentially, the traditional means at our disposal have been exhausted.
Gotcha.
I ask because I have access to a scroll of detect poison and disease.
Ah.
I'm not sure if identifying the disease would help us out.
Mm-hmm.
But like, when the hell else are we gonna use it? We're both not prone to poison or disease.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're both immune to disease, I think.
But are you immune to poison, which does exist in this campaign?
Advantage on saves against poisons. Not immune,
Good to know.
but I am immune to disease. Let's see.
If you want to question the headmistress more, she's going to return to her office just because it's like NPC default location, if that makes sense, which is down here on the bottom right, which I will reveal for you all should you choose to go in.
Before she leaves, Keith would probably
Yeah.
ask, I don't know if Felix already asked this, but do we know where Felix lives?
Oh yes, let me see which one is Felix's room. Felix's room would be on the second floor. It's the room on the bottom right, directly above her office when you go up the stairs.
Gotcha.
But yeah, show.
Okay.
What's up? You're saying something?
No, I'm just wondering if I should use that scroll. What do you think, Glenn?
Well, if it successfully manages to identify the disease, then we could potentially go seek out healers, like to treat. Like, I think there was like an apothecary or something in town, right? There's an obelisk, if nothing else, and yeah, third eye potion sundries apothecary. So if we were able to successfully identify the specific disease, we could just go to either the obelisk or the apothecary and be like, hey, we need to cure a kid of this disease. Do you know about it? If so, how do we cure it?
So they do say they've tried all traditional means.
Well, she said that she tried like healing spells and health potions, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they've tried like disease-specific cures, you know?
Yeah, what the hell? I'll try it. I will pluck the patch from my robe of useful item, procuring the scroll of protection, or scroll of detect poison and disease, and I will use it.
Okay, can you give me an Arcana roll? It's not for the spell dissolving. Oh. Interesting. All right, so you wave it around, but it doesn't seem to do anything. Julius, you're nearby. Can you also give me an Arcana check? Holy shit! All right, so as you have both nat 20s in a row, you are able to tell. Basically, when you see the patch being waved around, so normally, if you can imagine, like the aura that's left behind by a detect poison and disease spell, it would like return a particular aura or like residue in the air that would be of like, let's just imagine it'd be like a greenish or a purplish color. But the way that this goes in the air is it kind of gives you the feeling that this isn't a disease. It's definitely not a contagious one like the headmaster was saying, but it seems to be more of a like a magical nature.
Can't identify magical diseases.
Ah,
Like magic, like not a disease, if that makes sense.
interesting.
Well,
I think I know what you're getting
Yeah.
at, but yeah.
Oh, fair enough then. Oh,
That's
hang on.
not-
Was the scroll consumed?
The scroll was not consumed.
Cool. Poison and disease. Got it. Well, since she's in no position to talk to us, I guess we'll go talk to Felix.
might as well.
All right. As you go through, you're probably going to head towards the stairs and head up. As she has told you, Felix's room is on the bottom right. As you come by, one of the kids actually goes up to you and says, "Hey, what did Miss Witch want with you?" I'll say it's one of these kids who looks again a lot like the headmaster, but she'll go up to you nonetheless. They're like, "Hey, yeah, what did Miss Witch want with you?"
By the witch, you mean the headmistress?
Yeah, but that's a big word.
We're trying to figure out what happened with your friend over there.
That's a good thing that I wish I wanted to come up with something. Let me see if there's a reply this kid has for you. Oh. All right. These are not like how do I phrase this? These are not traditional bruises, but you see that she has a series of splotchy bruises up and down her arms. And she'll say, "Oh. Yeah, Yeska hasn't been able to play for a while." And she looks kind of sad. But she's probably gonna turn around and go back to playing.
Do you know if... No, already gone. Too late. The kid's dead to us. Well... They just have, like, 2 cats.
Yes, I forgot what the cats are here for.
They have 2, like, Sphinx cats. Which is very short-haired cats.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know why the cats are here. But I will take you up the stairs. Let me see what room this is. It's 8 and then 14. Okay. So the second floor hallway has 6 different doors, most of which are left wide open. Only the single door at the north end of the hall is closed. There's also a hatch on the ceiling at the southern end of the room. The hallway's only window on the southern wall is broken and boarded up. Yeah. Let me go ahead and take you up to the second floor.
Okey-doke.
All right, and I said most of which are left wide open, so let me reveal more of the rooms. Only the single door at the north end is okay. So you see that there's a lot of different rooms here. They each have a bunch of beds in them.
Mhm. And which one was supposed to be Felix's room?
The bottom right one.
This one?
Yes.
That also doesn't have any tokens in it.
That. Yeah. Correct.
Is the door open?
The door is open. Yes, all of them are open except for the north one.
Oh, we'll go inside.
Okay. So this bedroom contains 5 beds, 4 of which are perfectly made and appear unused. You kind of like see a sign on the wall that says that the younger boys aged 6 to 11 sleep in here. Yeah, but there's no one in this room.
Well, can't think of a better time to start rummaging through random people's belongings.
Yep. These orphans gotta have something good on them.
All right. Can you give me a DC 15 investigation check?
How many commoners does my orphan have to kill before it levels up?
Well, it's 3 is pretty close to 15, so why don't we just
Could I roll perception instead of investigation?
Yes. Oh.
Mm.
All right, Irina, get in here. Where are you? All right. Irina kind of like strolls up and she says, "What you doing?"
Well, we're attempting to follow a lead.
She'll step in and say, wait, what was the lead about again? I'm sorry, I was T-posing outside. I didn't quite catch it.
Well, the goal that we came here to find, Yeska, is sick to the point of being impossible to speak to. The only lead that the headmistress was able to give us was that children started going missing and or falling into her current condition around the same time that a boy named Felix came to the orphanage. So we came here looking to find Felix. He is not here. At this point, we're now attempting to find something that might give some indication of what's going on with regards to that sickness.
Okay. She like cracks her knuckles and she'll say, "I've got you." And she will go ahead and, okay, she has not got you.
So no, she just keeps checking something and then we're both just like, no, we already checked that.
She's like, "Well, what about this one?" And then
No,
you,
we already checked that too.
shit.
No, we actually both checked that one accidentally.
Well, I'll keep looking around, but maybe there's someone else we can ask.
times like these when I missed the take 10 and take 20 rules from previous editions.
Mm-hmm.
What editions were those from? Was it like 3.5 or did they have it in 4? Like,
I believe it was 3.5. Let's see.
yeah, well, at least for the orphanage, I'll give you the ability to use the take 10, take 20.
Let's see. When your character is not being threatened or distracted, you may choose to take 10. Instead of rolling for the skill check, calculate your results as if you had rolled a 10. For many routine tasks, taking 10 makes them automatically successful. Distractions or threats make it impossible for a character to take 10. In most cases, taking 10 is purely a safety measure. You know that an average roll will succeed, but fear that a poor roll might fail, so you elect to settle for the average roll of 10. When you have plenty of time, generally 2 minutes for a skill that can normally be checked in 1 round, You are faced with no threats of distractions, and the skill being attempted carries no penalties for failure. You can take 20. In other words, eventually you'll get a 20 on a d20 roll if you roll enough times. Instead of rolling 1d20 for the skill check, just calculate your result as if you had rolled a 20. Taking 20 means that you are trying until you get it right, and it assumes that you fail many times before succeeding. Taking 20 takes 20 times as long as making a single check would take. Since taking 20 assumes that the character will fail many times before succeeding, if you did attempt to take 20 on that skill that carries penalties for failure, your character would automatically incur those penalties before he or she would complete the task.
Ooh. Okay.
Common take 20 skills include Escape Artist, Open Lock, and Search, which are 3.5 skills.
Okay, I see. All right, well, I'll let you all do take 10, take 20 for the orphanage.
In that case, I get a 19 on my investigation.
Okay. So you investigate the room. You actually, on one bedpost on each bed, you find small runes that seem to be in Infernal, but I believe neither of you speak Infernal, correct?
Correct. Yeah, I've got Common, Elven, and Dwarven.
Okay. And then I looked at Keith's sheet also. While I did see no Infernal, because Keith is a warlock, you are able to sense that the runes scratched onto the single bedpost on each of the 5 beds translate to... Oh, I'm sorry, there is one bed that doesn't have this scratched in. So all of the runes say Dark Dreams in Infernal, but there's a single bed, the one that looks a little bit more used, and that one doesn't have any of these carvings on the bedpost.
One of them doesn't?
Yes, one of them doesn't.
Okay. Well then, next thing to do would probably be to go check Yeska's bed to see if it does or does not have one of these rooms.
Good point.
That is a good point. I am going to say, when you go back to check, I don't think it has it, actually.
Well, I've got nothing then.
Well, this bed is clearly different then, at least for this room, so maybe I'll look under the bed, move it, see if there's anything, like check under the mattress, see if there's anything hidden
Mm-hmm.
due to this thing.
Okay. I'll say, coming off of your investigation check, you can... Let's see. So, coming off your investigation check, and perhaps a few things that the headmaster, who will introduce herself as Miss Belasco, she's Headmistress Claudia Belasco. So, this room, is Felix's room. He's actually the only one who's using the room because... Oh. So, the 3 boys who stayed in this room on the other 3 beds of the 4 are missing. And then the bed, basically the bed that doesn't have the markings belongs to Felix, the only boy left who lives in this dormitory. The fact that I've mentioned 4 of the 5 beds, there's one more bed. That one, the kid died recently. His name was Cedric. It was rolled as an accident.
Spooky.
So, that's the only other boy that we know of that. So that boy died recently. Most of the other boys all the other boys went missing except for Felix.
Yes, the ones in this room.
In this room, yes.
Mm-hmm. So the boys aged 6 to 11.
And to clarify, you said the bed downstairs did not have the runes?
It does not, based on what I'm reading here in the notes.
Do any of the other beds on this floor have those runes on them?
Let's see. The room in the bottom left, houses the 4 eldest girls in the house. They each have the runes scratched into one bedpost. Let's see. The middle left room does as well. It's for the 3 eldest boys aged 12 to 16. Let's see. The room in the top left also has the runes scratched in, and the rune in the top right has runes scratched in. There's only one room on the top floor you have not checked yet, and that is the upper room right here.
I guess we'll go check that as well to be thorough.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I think the cats were, now that I'm up here? I think the cats represent babies.
Nah.
I see.
Of course, naturally.
As opposed to Thorn.
Yes, please ignore the fact that Thorn is here. It's because I used the other non-threatening picture, you know, the whitewashed version of Thorn in like before, and so I guess I used Thorn here.
Oh no. There's a terrifying little blue baby here. Don't trust anything it says.
All right, this nursery contains 3 cribs, a chest of drawers, and an old stuffed chair. 2 babies sleep peacefully in 2 of the cribs. A teenage girl holds the 3rd baby and gently hums an unknown lullaby. Another young girl, sits on the floor and reads quietly.
There are clearly 3 babies aside from the one being held.
Yeah, let me get rid of one. I instantly kill this one right here.
Oh my god, one of the babies just died. It wasn't sleeping peacefully because it's dead. It's dead in the crib.
The little girl looks up and says, "Oh, hello. Welcome in. Hi. Are you looking for someone?" She says kind of quietly. You see that she has visible bruising on her arms. But again, to clarify, these aren't like traditional, like, don't worry, no one's getting like beaten up or anything like that. Yeah, just bruising. But sorry, you were saying something?
Don't worry, none of the kids are being abused. Oh, cool. So they're bruised in reasons that are not actionable. God, that's unfortunate. Shit. We are looking into why some of your friends have gotten sick or gone away. Don't mind me, just I look over the cribs to see if any of them have the carvings on them.
Ooh, that's a good point. What is this, room 12? I don't think they have any carvings on them. This girl who will introduce herself as Tessa will say, "Well, I know Cedric was the most sick before he died. He picked on all the other kids, but he had a crush on me, and so he talked to me a lot, and I know that he had stolen a locket from his bunkmate Felix. I thought that was really weird, like, I don't know."
Interesting. Did Felix get the locket back?
I think Miss Belasco has the locket now.
I see. Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah.
So there were some other beds in that same room, and we heard that some of those children had gone missing. That was what happened, right?
Yes, to recap, out of the room, 5 beds. 1 kid is Felix, who you're trying to find, because it's on his arrival that Jeska became ill. 3 of the kids are gone, they've disappeared, and 1 kid died, Cedric.
Do you know if those children stole anything.
I don't think they stole anything. I think it was just Cedric. Honestly, those kids have been gone a while. I'm sure they're somewhere. I don't know. I don't know how to phrase this that in a way that's not like her saying, yeah, just fuck those kids.
They're probably dead, so I don't
Probably
know.
dead anyway. Oh. Okay, but I think that's all the information she has at her disposal.
Gotcha. I'm kind of at a loss for how to proceed.
We could ask about the locket.
We could.
Who did you want to ask about the locket?
You'd probably be asking the headmistress about it.
Okay.
I gotta go to the bathroom now.
Okay.
I'll be back soon.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be back as well.
Okay.
Did Bad go somewhere?
No, he's
No,
back
I'm
too.
Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah, you all are close. We'll give it 10 more and then we'll call it about then. I think that's when you will figure out the situation. If that's cool with y'all. But we can also
Say it again, sorry.
I just need 10 more minutes from y'all. I think you're pretty close and then we can wrap it up there. But if you got a bail now, we can make that happen too.
No, I'm fine with it.
We're close to at least getting some kind of good grasp on the situation. That I'd say, yeah, let's keep going for a couple more minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna go talk to the headmistress about the locket, right?
Yes. The headmistress's office is the one that was near the entrance. Let me go ahead and bring Irina at least down to the second floor. Or the first floor, sorry, from the second floor. And she'll be here at the office waiting for you all. Let me go ahead and bring you down also. All right. You'll see that the door from the hallway leading into this room bears a plaque reading Headmistress Claudia Belasco. What would you like to do?
I can't help but feel that the room has been unrevealed.
Yes.
Okay, which
Correct.
door was it? This one?
Yes, that one right there.
Knock,
Okay.
knock, knock.
Might as well.
All right. You don't hear a response actually.
Knock, 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 knock.
How many times do we have to knock before we can just go in?
You could try, but it's locked actually. I know you said you went to ask her things. You might. Okay, so there's two. I'm just gonna tell you right now. There's two ways you can go about this. I believe she's actually in her room up here, her bedroom instead of her office. But the door being locked is not a status condition it could have for long, if that makes sense. But do either of you have? Oh, you probably don't.
I'll try and pick the lock.
You can do that? Cool.
Okay. The DC was 15, so you're able to successfully unlock the door.
I'll open.
All right. This appears to be a relatively modest office space featuring a desk set in front of an aged fireplace. The bookshelves lining the north wall appear to contain mostly official documents and volumes.
While we're alone in here, I'll close the door and relock it from the inside. Assuming it doesn't. Assuming I can do that without the key.
Sure.
And I guess while we're in here, we'll just look around for any documents or evidence or anything that might help us.
Yes. Literally, the reason why I unrevealed the room and had Claudia Blasco leave is because I was reading through the stuff for this room, and I'm like, oh, I feel like if she's in this room, that would kind of defeat the purpose of them finding these things. So let me just put her down for a quick nap.
Okay.
So the bookshelves contain volumes chronicling the many residents of the orphanage over the years. You'll notice that within the most recent journal is a report documenting that Felix's parents were both brutally murdered and the killer never caught. Also, you find a locket. It's in the top drawer of her desk.
Shit, okay. Convenient. Can I try to open the locket?
Yes, you can. This rusted tin locket is in the shape of a circle. You'll see that an X is scratched into the lid. It hangs on an old tin chain, and the inside is engraved with an inscription in Celestial.
You can't fucking read Celestial.
Nope.
I wish Irina did. I was able to wave away the Infernal because of the fact that Keith is a warlock, but it's harder for me to wave away the Celestial situation.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't even need to hand wave the Infernal, because my familiar can speak it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Can your familiar speak?
Nope. He's an imp, mechanically.
Summon a different familiar.
Yeah, it wouldn't help, unfortunately. Well, actually, hold on. Wait a minute. Nope. Wait, what are the other pack of the... Pseudo Dragons, no Draconic. Nope. I could get Abyssal, Sylvan, Elvish, which I already know. No Celestial. Well, nevertheless, Keith will, I mean, we're probably keeping the locket anyway, but he'll write down the symbols, so maybe they can get it translated later.
Okay.
What's that purple dot?
All right, so the purple dots, I'm just going to say, they indicate places that are not yet explored. Basically, there's the room next to Yeska's room. There's the room across from Yeska's room, which I'm just going to spoil for you all, is the kitchen. There's the door leading to Headmistress Belasco's room. There's the locked door next to you, which, based on Bralef's Keith's mental map, is probably leading to the same area. And there's one more place up north that I want you to make note of, and you see that in my description of the second floor hallway, there's also a hatch on the ceiling at the southern end of the room. So there's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like 5 potential avenues for you all to explore.
Gotcha.
In case any of them stand out to you.
Well, the obvious one seems to be either that or that, considering the fact So it's sounding less like Felix is the cause of these problems and more like he's being framed possibly by the headmistress. Considering the fact that his locket is in celestial kind of suggests that he's probably got some heavenly ties or whatever. But who knows?
Yeah.
So it sounds like you'd like to move towards this northeast room, if that's correct.
Possibly.
Okay.
Well, that's probably where the headmistress is, I assume. You said this is like homeroom room, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And this is presumably like just a second door into the same room.
Correct.
This is her office.
Mm-hmm.
So, why don't we try exploring some other stuff first? We got 2 other rooms over here that we haven't explored. We might be able to find some more clues there, you know?
Mm-hmm. Right. So other than the headmistress's room, there are 3 other avenues for you to explore.
Wait, 3?
Yes, on the second floor.
Oh. Well, I don't want to change map. I don't want to go on the second floor right now.
Okay.
Why don't we go over this way? Actually, first and foremost, why don't we just wave that locket over at Yeska and see if that does anything?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. So you wait. Oh, wait, who's specifically waving the locket out of the 2 of you?
Oh, it was Julius's idea.
I guess that'll be me.
Okay. As you bring the locket closer to Yeska with the intention of waving it over her, you'll see that her condition grows more intense and her face grimaces in pain.
Ah.
Unclear on if that's a good sign.
Is it unclear?
I would say so.
Okay.
Like, clearly she's in pain. Clearly this is uncomfortable. That part's not. That part isn't really very unclear, but it's not impossible for it to be a discomfort at burning out infection sort of thing.
Oh,
but
true.
might as well go with the safer option and stop pushing the luck.
Would we be able to tell which it is?
You can give me insight.
I love rolling insight.
It's hard to tell. Oh, I'm sorry. While that was
It's
a really
easy to tell.
well, it was a really
What you meant to
good
say.
theory about burning out the infection. It is the former over the latter.
Okay. I take it back. Felix is an angel of death. We have to find the 10-year-old and kill him. All right.
All
Well,
right. 2 rooms left here. This one first. All right. This room smells like mothballs. The bed is covered with a crocheted quilt, and a framed doily hangs on the wall. The kid from before kind of like nonchalantly stares into the room with the same pose you have and says, "Yeah, so this belongs to the former caretaker of the orphanage who died of old age several months ago. We haven't gotten a former caretaker. Yeah, we haven't gotten a new caretaker yet." Wait, how old does Julius look? Like 20 or something? 25?
I'll say that he looks probably like he's 25 to 30-ish.
Okay. This kid, who I feel like I should just give a token at this point, says, "Hey, you look old. Do you want to be our new caretaker?"
Looks can be deceiving looks can be deceiving, young one. And no, you wouldn't want me as your caretaker.
Say, I feel like that's more reason you should be the caretaker. It's the people who don't want to be caretakers that make the good ones. Yeah, she'll say.
That doesn't sound right. You want someone who has a passion for caring for others, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would. She'll say.
How are things at this orphanage? Aside ignoring the sickness, how are things with what's your everyone's relationship with the headmistress?
She lectures us a lot. She eats naughty children in her meals. Yep. That's what that's what the older kids say. She eats naughty children in her meals. You can insight check if you want.
No, I believe the kid believes what they're saying.
How long has Miss Witch been here?
I don't know. Longer than I remember. You know, she's old. You know how old people are.
So she was here before you got here.
Yes.
When did you come here?
I don't know. I've been here my whole life.
I see. Sad. Very concerned about that. No, you would want you the people who don't want to be the caretaker are the best. No, kid's gone. Ah, of all the things. So did the previous caretaker not want the job, or were they over ego in the job?
I think they were just I think they like the job. They're just super old.
Were they not good at their job? Were they unpleasant?
They were okay. You know, they're like average. Some people were more exciting, like what's the name of the Millie? I like Millie. She's like the grave digger, grave robber. Yeah, I like Millie.
Is she your caretaker right now, or is she just one of the other kids here?
She's like me. Also doesn't have parents. Do you have parents?
I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, because you're old. I got you. But yeah, Millie is also here because she doesn't have parents, but she works for Mother Lucia at the church. She's like an older sister to us. Yeah. But yeah, if I had my choice, she would be my headmistress. I'd even take Mother Lucia, even though she's old too. Yeah, the kid looks like she's about to wander off.
Well, I'm not getting anything useful out of her at this point, so fuck it.
Now, how are we feeling about the headmistress at this point?
Deeply suspicious.
Given enough time, I might be able to get a better read on her, but
Yeah.
thinking maybe we shouldn't bring up the runes because she might have something to do with them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you want to check this?
Bring up the runes yet, then.
Yeah.
Interested in this door, perhaps?
Mm-hmm.
All right. This small, cramped kitchen is filled with everything you might need to cook a meal in bulk. Of particular note in here, there is a knife block that sits on a high shelf out of reach for most children, but the slot for the biggest knife is empty.
Really convenient. That's all that we are able to glean from here.
Yes,
There's a bunch of knives, but the biggest one is missing.
that's correct.
Well, that's foreboding.
Mm-hmm.
Well, might as well go quickly check the last place upstairs. Oh, the last thing to check upstairs is the window.
It's a. Let me read this description up here. Where is this? There's a hatch on the ceiling at the southern end of the room.
Christ. Well, might as well check out the hatch.
All right, it's the hatch. It's at 8, leading to 15. Okay. Let me just swap out the music here real quick.
Uh-huh.
What's wrong? Did something happen?
Why is this song titled "But Nobody Came"?
Why? Because it's. But nobody came from Undertale. All right. The attic that the hatch leads up to is rather barren of furnishings and otherwise choked with dust and cobwebs. There are a few random piles of clutter, but nothing of much significance. At the far end of the room, by the attic's only window, is a small boy sitting in a lone chair silhouetted by the incoming light. And with this, we'll call session there.
Oh God, it's Thorn again.
Yeah, I think he's supposed to be up here. So pay no attention to that on the second map that I replaced Thorn with an actual baby. I think that's why everything makes more sense this way.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But yeah, the small boy is busy carving a little wooden doll with a kitchen knife. And yeah, we'll just pick up next time.
Fun. Yay!
Hooray!
Hooray!
We solved the mystery.
Wait, could you repeat the last thing we saw again?
Here, let me paste it actually, in case I haven't yet. Yeah.
That's probably fine.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, nothing to worry about here. All right, and let me just pop this up and then we'll call it there. Okay. Well, let me just right here.